All right, so Samsung and LG announced some new OLED monitors and one non-OLED monitor. So today I want to talk a little bit about what they announced at CES. There's two monitors that really piqued my interest and I want to get my hands on them. So I have my coffee ready right here. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Kane's Observations, Michael here. So I've always been really big on displays and televisions. Excuse me. So even back when a good 20 years ago, Samsung came out with, maybe it hasn't been 20 years ago, but it was a while back. Samsung came out with a flat screen TV. It was one of the first ones that had local dimming, and I had to have it. I wish I could remember the model number. Probably one of you guys watching this video probably knows exactly what I'm talking about, but I remember watching Finding Nemo in 1080p on this television, and I was absolutely blown away, when 1080p first came out, and Blu-rays, because it was a pretty significant generational leap. I always love that word, generational leap, when it came to televisions back then. So I've always been really big into displays, and when it comes to computer monitors, I've always been a huge fan of IPS panels. Now, the reason for that is because I love the viewing angles on the IPS panels compared to VA and TN panels. Now, those were like the three standards before OLED kind of is becoming more and more mainstream and is kind of going to put those things to bed for forever, finally, thank goodness. But, even though TN and VA panels back in the day had a higher response time, the extra 0.5 milliseconds using an IPS panel didn't really bother me. I thought the colors were more accurate when you went from one IPS panel to another. If you were trying to use a dual monitor setup and one of them was a VA panel and one of them was an IPS panel, it was really hard to color match them. So I've always stuck with IPS panels. That is up until now, when OLED monitors are becoming more mainstream and more readily available in different sizes, and they're not costing so much money where you have to take out a second mortgage. All right, so one of the first monitors that was announced at CES that got me really excited is from LG. So LG has a 27-inch OLED monitor. Yes, a 27-inch. Finally, you don't have to have that behemoth 40-inch, that behemoth 49-inch, or even that 34-inch. Not everybody has a huge desk and has unlimited space to be able to fit those monitors. So now you can get the great color accuracy of an OLED monitor in a small compact size in a 27-inch. Now, this monitor is a little pricey still, as all OLEDs are. This one comes in at $999, and I think as OLED monitors become more mainstream, the prices will slowly come down over time. So this one also has a 240 hertz refresh rate, and it's got HDMI 2.1, which is a pet peeve of mine with Alienware's OLED monitor that doesn't have HDMI 2.1. So for all your console gamers out there, now you can get a nice small 27-inch monitor and you can PC game and console game on this thing. So that's great. Also, this monitor does come in at a resolution of 2560 by 1440, and for me, I think that's the sweet spot for a 27-inch monitor. So, all the specs besides the price tag on the LG 27-inch, I really like, and I'm definitely excited to get my hands on that monitor and do a review on that. All right, sticking with LG, they do have another OLED monitor. This one is a 45-inch. This one comes in priced a little high at $1699. It does have HDMI 2.1. Shame on you, Dell. It also comes in at 240 hertz. Now, I'm not going to get too detailed in the specs here, guys. What I'm going to try to do is get my hands on all these monitors that I'm talking about today so I can do full reviews for you guys, and we can talk about all the specs and everything else once I get them here at the house. So, moving on. Now, Samsung has got their 8K monitor that they talked about. Now, This thing is a behemoth at 57 inches. Now, I talked about monitors in the past going above 40 inches. I've had, the biggest one I think I've had at the desk is 49 inches. And for me, on where I sit away from my monitor, I felt like my head was on a swivel. So, I personally think that a 57 inch is a little too big, especially when it comes to gaming because of your peripheral vision and how far your monitor sits away from you. I think it's going to feel like your head is on a swivel, but that Samsung monitor is 8K. The resolution does come in at 7680 by 2160. It does have DisplayPort 2.1 that AMD talked about that would be compatible with their 7900 XT and their 7900 XTX. So that's pretty cool. That also comes in at 240 hertz. Now, Samsung's 8K monitor isn't an OLED. I would have loved to have seen, I would have loved to have seen a 240 hertz monitor, 57 inches that was OLED. But that's not the case with this one, and I don't have an available price on this as of yet. The model number is a G95NC, and it's probably going to cost $3 grand. No, I don't know, but it's probably going to be pretty expensive. All right, we all know about Samsung's Odyssey OLED G8, right? That was the 34-inch that was put out there to compete with Alienware's 34-inch. Now, the one I'm really excited about and want to talk about is Samsung's OLED G9, and that's their G9 5SC. That thing is a behemoth 49-inch OLED monitor. There's two things I really like about this thing. The first one is the resolution. It's 5120 by 1440. Now, I know I said 49 inches is a little bit big for me for gaming because of how far away I sit from my monitor, but I still want to try gaming on a 49-inch OLED, so I can't wait to get my hands on this. Another cool feature about this OLED G9 is it's got Samsung Smart Hub built into it. So you don't have to have it connected to a PC to be able to watch Netflix or Amazon Prime Video, which I think is pretty cool because I talked about this in the past, how amazing movies look on my 34-inch Alienware OLED. And so now I can be watching movies at my desk and be gaming on another monitor, and I couldn't really do that before because movies looked, again, as I stated, kind of trashy compared to the LG OLED that I have in the living room. All right, so some really cool OLED monitors that were announced at CES. Again, I'm really excited about getting my hands on LG's 27-inch and their 45-inch. Really excited to get my hands on Samsung's 49-inch OLED. That's going to be really, really exciting. The 8K one, not so much. That thing is huge at 57 inches, and it's not an OLED. And I think any of you guys out there that have gone from a VA, an IPS, or a TN panel to an OLED panel, there's no going back. And and I'm certain that Samsung's Quantum Dot on their 57-inch 8K monitor, it's gonna look beautiful. But again, I think once you go OLED, there's just no going back to anything else. But I will try to get my hands on it regardless, so I can do a review on it. It's half as tall as I am. It's just enormous. I personally feel like that's too big. I've stated in the past that I really think the sweet spot is 34 inches. You could probably go up to 40 inches. I'm trying to think, I've used Samsung's 49-inch monitor. I think it came out a couple years ago. And that's when I first noticed for me that I was kind of looking left to right and it was a little bit too big. But I'm still gonna game in the 49-inch OLED. So guys, that's all I got for today. I'm really shooting to push to 1,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, smash that like button. If this is your first time to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate that. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one, guys.